Hey there, welcome to Duke's Apocalypse Kitchen. It's episode 61, and we're going to do some more things with the preserved lemons. See, we made these about a month ago.
I know you're going to start talking about something else, but I want to go back to the last episode. I'm just going to tell you those leftovers. I made a post about it, but I feel so strongly about them, I want to talk about it again.
She's going to talk about them.
Those leftovers from the rice and chicken dish with the preserved lemons in the tagine were outstanding and amazing. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let you move on now. But humans who are watching this, go back and look at I forget what we called it, but it was the tagine and the chicken and the rice and the lemons.
Yes.
It's the last episode. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now.
She's going to stop talking now. Taking basically a whole lemon, two sides, out of the jar. We're going to make a vinaigrette first. God, that smells so good.
Can you move that out of the way?
I need this plate.
No, the lemon jar.
Oh.
Thank you.
There. I put my knife down somewhere.
That's interesting because I'm 100% sure you just had it.
Grab another one. This one. This will work. Okay. So I'm going to take this little pulpy inside out like we did in yesterday's episode, 2 days ago. Flipping it over. Just going to cut it up in teensy tiny pieces.
And the preserved lemons are like so creamy
They
almost.
are. It's super soft. I mean, this will just mush with a fork, really. So right there, so you can see, it just falls apart. Same with this one. Cut the pulp out. When you make a vinaigrette, you have your flavor, like the lemons here. You usually have a vinegar, sometimes a mustard, and then olive oil. So your flavor could be a bunch of herbs. The vinegar can be white vinegar, white wine vinegar, which is what I'm going to be using. Apple cider vinegar, I use an awful lot. I cut these into smaller pieces. And then a good olive oil, a good extra virgin olive oil. Now I know I don't use this knife very much.
Yeah, it's so funny because I literally just saw you.
It has a very
with your
straight,
nap,
flat.
your other knife. Is it on the drain board right here?
No, this one?
No.
There are a couple of them
Okay.
there. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna set the pulp on the side because when we take a break, I'm gonna flip that into the sink and this into our jar. Just 1 second. Beer time.
Small break for beer. And this is a new t-shirt?
It's a new t-shirt.
Cobra Kai?
From the Karate Kid. It's just like a gimmicky kind of t-shirt.
That is so fun.
It was a present and I liked it.
Because people know you like t-shirts.
I like to make my vinaigrette in a mason jar, put a lid on it, you can shake it up and use it right away. Or if you're going on a picnic and you bring a vinaigrette for a salad, you pack the salad dry, bring your vinaigrette in the jar, and you can shake it up right before you pour it on. That kind of thing. So now, the good bits that we want to save are going in the jar.
How come you wouldn't eat the inside lemon pulpy?
It is super salty.
Okay.
It absorbs all of the salt from the preserves, from the brine.
So the whole cooking with these preserved lemons, you really just kind of pretty much stick with the rind.
I bet with a little bit of research, we could find recipes that use the juice around the exterior and that maybe use the pulp. I'm not really sure, but they bring an awful lot of salt. Mm-hmm. So it would be the only salty thing. And like we're gonna use anchovies in the bruschetta later on. Yes, we're using anchovies. You heard it. They're not scary.
I love
and they're
anchovies.
Not terrible. They're lovely. Those also pack a lot of salt.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna use some brighter fresh lemon in with that too. But we'll get to that later. Okay, vinaigrette. 1 lemon rind minced up in here. I have Dijon mustard. I like this mustard because it is made with white wine and has a very creamy mustard. Creamy's not a flavor, but I'm gonna go about.
I feel like the preserved lemon rind does have a creamy flavor.
Yeah, and the Dijon mustard, I really can smell the white wine in it, and it's really lovely. It's a little bit more floral. I love bright yellow mustard. It has its place, but this isn't it. I did use it in the other episode the other day because yellow mustard was all I had. I am going to put in about a tablespoon of honey, also to combat that saltiness that we have in here. But what we also have, because we're using preserved lemons and not just fresh lemon, is a very mellow, smooth, warm bouquet of lemon smell and flavor. It's not acidic, it doesn't bite. Yeah, it's just not sour. It's beautiful and smells amazing. I love it. I'm gonna go about 2 tablespoons of the white wine vinegar. If you don't have white wine vinegar, sherry vinegar works. Apple cider vinegar works. There's a white balsamic vinegar out there. Just pick one that you like and use it.
I've never heard of the white balsamic vinegar.
Yeah, no, I found it in stores at some point. It's in the pantry. I gave it a whiff. I like the white wine vinegar better. Okay, now, whatever we end up with, we are going to add about 1/3 more volume of the olive oil. So I'm just going to go up to about the bottom of the A in the word ball here. So much for exact measuring.
Well, I kind of feel like with dressings, it all depends. Like,
Yeah,
you don't have to be too exact.
and you can always add more oil. Almost there. At least the spout didn't pour out on me this time. Okay, now we put the lid on and give it a nice decent shake. Excellent creamy.
So you're still going to have some lemon chunks in there.
Yeah.
Imagine if that bothered you, you could always blend it a little bit.
God, you should know that.
Is it weird if I put my finger in it?
No.
Oh, that smells really good.
Yeah.
I won't put my finger in it. I'm going to wait.
It's amazing. God, that's good.
I'm going to wait till I get it on my salad
Holy
in my
moly.
belly.
Okay. We'll let this sit now and give this a quick wipe. Off we go. Salad time. Romaine, tomatoes, red onion, whatever you would like in a salad, whatever you got in the fridge. It's hot out. I didn't want to turn my oven on today, so this is what we're doing. Speaker just shut off. Tomatoes go in. Red onions are gonna go on top. Some of them, not all of them. Put these guys apart. And then I'm gonna put some lovely goat cheese on the top.
Mmm. It's a perfect summer. Got a little meat to it, but still light and refreshing.
It's chunky.
With a special dressing. I'll tell you, just for this dressing, I would do the preserved lemons.
It's awesome. And it's great. Just sits on the counter. I'm like, oh, I want to make a little bit of a dressing. I want to make some bruschetta. I want to make something else. I want to make chicken. It's nice to have around. Okay. So now, let's take our dressing. That emulsified very nicely, I have to say.
Yeah, it did get really creamy, and it's such a pretty lemon mustard color.
Yep. And that is it. Dish number 1.
Gorgeous. Hold on a second. I'm going to just get in there close. Now, do you put the anchovies on top of this?
If you want to put anchovies on your salad, absolutely, go ahead. I'm going to make bruschetta with them right now.
Okay. I'm going to just put my finger in and take one little... Oh, that dressing is really good.
Where'd it go? Here it is. One thing I learned in Spain when making bruschetta is to take a clove of garlic raw and to rub your bread with it.
So you already toasted this bread?
Yeah.
And is it any special kind of bread, or is it...
This was just a baguette.
And if you don't have access to a baguette, what could you use?
Oh, well, for bruschetta, I would use hoagie rolls, anything cut up in toast. Yeah,
All right.
anything left over. It's a great thing to make out of leftover bread. So now, fig jam.
What is that?
Fig jam.
Oh, okay. Like you can just buy that in the grocery store, right?
Yep, it was straight out of the jar. Nothing fancy. I'm just gonna get my goat cheese off of the knife.
That is one of my adult tastes that I've discovered is I got introduced to fig jam, and that's amazing. Tastes good on meat.
Yeah.
Tastes good. I didn't even think about it on bruschetta.
I use it a lot in sauces,
Mm-hmm.
especially when making duck. So this is really to also help with the saltiness from the added salt of the anchovy and the preserved lemons. So now, I'm gonna make one with some goat cheese on here.
This is why I love doing this show. You suckers at home, I gotta eat this. You gotta go out and work for it.
She does. She does get to eat it. We're gonna make one of them vegetarian
Oh,
and
interesting.
go with some torn basil.
You wouldn't put the basil on when you put anchovies?
Probably not.
Yeah, that doesn't, I don't feel like that sounds
It
good.
just didn't sound like it would work for me.
But the basil and the fig together sounds really good.
Tuck it in and just get some in every bite there. Okay, now. Let's see. Come here, my pretty. I love these guys.
Yeah, me too. Anchovies, sardines, all that kind of stuff.
And I just dribbled anchovy juice on my board. It's okay.
This is something we never ate as kids. Was anchovies felt like really fancy and weird.
I grew up with friends that just made fun of anchovies all the time. That's all we did. Make fun of anchovies. What do you want in your pizza? Everything but anchovies. Did you even have an anchovy? Nobody's even seen an anchovy in my childhood.
I think we would have like things that it's like, oh, that's got anchovies in them. But it wasn't until I really started kind of eating them on their own that I realized, man, that's just like a flavor burst.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's not just salty, it's briny. It tastes like the ocean. These things are, the brininess and saltiness are two very different things. We wanted a little bit of fresh lemon with this one. Just a tiny spritz over the top. And then we're going to put our preserved vinaigrette over it.
Oh,
We'll do a
man.
little bit too, who cares? Okay. And this, with the exception of making the toast, is a great summer dinner. You don't even have to turn the oven on.
20 minutes you'd
Yeah.
have this put together.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, we're gonna take some beauty shots,
Keep it in a jar.
and then I'm gonna
Throw it
eat
in your
all
fridge.
the food.
There you have it.
I'll show it to him. This is my meal.
Ooh.
That would have been a sad story.
Don't do that. All right, so we have another movie food episode coming up. We have a couple to choose from. One of them involves guns and pastries. I don't know. I can't remember the words to it. I don't know where it goes.
Leave the gun. Take the
Trade
cannoli.
the guns for the donuts. Was that it? I don't
Leave
know.
the
I don't
gun.
remember.
Take the cannoli.
Maybe that was it. All right. Happy 61st episode. See you next time. Bye.